I'm Mungo Darkmatter and welcome to Darkmatter. Today I'm going to do a review on the Greenworks 10-inch cordless chainsaw, which is a saw I recently bought so that I could cut down some trees and cut them up and dispose of them. This is the first chainsaw I've ever bought. I've rented a few before, but I've never bought one. Always make sure you read the safety instructions with any power tool, particularly a chainsaw, because not only can you cut yourself with a chainsaw, but branches or trees can fall on you, and you always want to make sure you have a good escape route. You always want to make sure there's nothing underneath your feet you can trip on when you're using a chainsaw. So be very careful and take your time, particularly if it's the first time you've ever used a chainsaw. It's cordless and it uses a rechargeable battery, so you don't have to worry about a cable to trip over or to inadvertently cut or to get tangled up in. And you don't have to worry about gas. You do have to put oil in it to keep the blade lubricated, but all you have to do is fill the reservoir with oil and it self-lubricates the blade as you're using it, and you just have to keep an eye on the oil level as you're using it. I've used it for an hour or two without any problems with it even slowing down at all, so the battery seems to be really good. I highly recommend the saw, and I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. This is the Greenworks 10-inch cordless chainsaw right here. Comes with a battery and a charger. The battery slides in and out right here. Right here is the reservoir for oil to oil the chain as you're sawing stuff. That's automatic. It automatically oils it as you're cutting stuff. There's a safety right here. You have to pull that back to actually pull the switch down here. There's the power switch. Over here is the tension adjustment for the chain, and this actually is to replace the chain. That's so you can remove it. Now we see the chainsaw in action. It's very quiet since it's an electric chainsaw. It also makes it lighter because it's electric. And also, it only has a 10-inch blade on it, so it is easy to handle. When I was deciding which chainsaw to purchase, I looked at a lot of different articles and a lot of different reviews. And the Greenworks 10-inch rechargeable chainsaw came out really well. In fact, one customer review said that they had a 16-inch chainsaw for years, but that this 10-inch one pretty much did everything they needed to do, and they just kind of had the 16-inch one in case they needed it for something a little larger. Now bear in mind, a 10-inch chainsaw seems pretty short, but you double the length of the blade to figure out the diameter of the tree you can cut. So a 10-inch chainsaw can actually cut up to a 20-inch tree, and you really don't want to cut anything bigger than a 12-inch tree, particularly if you've never cut down trees before. So you should leave that to the professional, and always look at the tree that you're going to cut down before you cut it down. How tall is it? How thick is it? Do you think you can handle it? Is there anything it could fall on that it would do damage to? And are there power lines around it? Because these are all critical issues that you may want to leave the tree to a professional, even if you could normally handle it if it were, say, out in the middle of a field and if it fell, it wouldn't hit anything. I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and this has been Dark Matters, and whatever you do, enjoy technology.